Do you believe the myth that you have to travel far and wide to find great locations to get a decent photo? I'm here to show you that you can take decent photos in your own backyard near where you live. Ready? Let's do this. Today, my challenge is to shoot 7 scenic images from 7 different locations around Nelson City, no more than 4 kilometers from my home where I live. These could be landscapes, seascapes, urban shots, even architecture, but each shot must be good enough to be published in a magazine. Are you ready? Let's go. Hi, I'm on the layout wharf at the Port of Nelson, about 5 minutes drive from my home. Now, because the lighthouse is over 1 kilometre away in the distance, I need to zoom in closer. I've added this Canon 2x teleconverter to the lens, and this doubles my 200mm focal length to 400mm. Awesome. I'm using a really long focal length here to compress the perspective of the scene. I want the lighthouse and the mountains to look like they're close together, all in one composition. Oh, that's cool. That's so much better when the sun comes up. You can see I've got quite a few other boats, yachts, and old rusty vessels in the shot. That's why I need the 400mm focal length to zoom in this close, like that, to eliminate all the extraneous material from my composition. I don't want any elements except the lighthouse, the Boulder bank, and the distant Arthur Range rising in the background. The sun's just come up, the lighthouse is now bathed in warm light, and it's time to take some good photos. Right, that's location 1 done. Let's move on to the next location. Well, I'm in the second location now on the State Highway 6 road bridge above the Maitai River. The tide's coming in about 1 hour, so the river's really full. My focal point is the NCC, the Nelson City Council buildings, and I'm trying to reflect them in the Maitai River. Unfortunately, there's a bit of a wind here picking up, so there's no reflections, which is a bit of a disappointment. But otherwise, we've got beautiful golden hour light. I better hurry and take this shot because the golden hour's almost over. Yep, I'm quite pleased with that. Hopefully that's a publishable shot. Well, I made it to location 3, the Miyazu Gardens. Okay, my focal point here is the Japanese house there with a circular window, and it's beautifully reflected in the water. Now, to photograph the scene, I'm using my wide-angle lens with a CPL filter to polarize the sky and make it a bit darker and bluer. This should be a great publishable shot. Let's move on to the next location. Here I am at the centre of New Zealand, under this monumental plinth. We're about to try and photograph Nelson City. I attempted to shoot a wide-angle panorama, but then decided to zoom in really close with my telephoto lens. This shot features the cathedral, Rutherford Hotel and Polytechnic, and my house. This shot shows the container port, the little lighthouse on the Boulder bank, and the distant Arthur Range beyond. Right, I've just swiveled my camera around 180 degrees to look up the Maitai River, the Maitai River, and I'm using this polarizing filter over my lens. I'm just holding it there, twisting it around, and it's making the green farmland really vibrant. Nice. Check this out. Using a telephoto lens is a great way to cut through the clutter and simplify a scene. Location number 5 is Warwick House. It's a neo-Gothic mansion built by Alfred Fell in 1842 in the Victorian era. Let's go and shoot it. This is what I'm seeing through my viewfinder through a 17mm wide-angle lens. When I zoom into 40mm, I'm still not close enough. So I'll try my telephoto lens at its widest angle of 70mm. But now I'm too close. So I'll move the tripod back onto the street more. My best image was cropped closely to eliminate the other buildings around it. Now we're here at location number 6, Fifeshire Rock. By climbing down this aluminium ladder below Connollys Quay, we get access to this tiny scarif of sand. It's only accessible at low tide. The idea is to try and capture a sunstar effect hitting Fifeshire Rock. Incidentally, Fifeshire Rock was named after the first settler ship that dropped immigrants off in Nelson in 1842. And the rock was named Fifeshire because that ship hit it on the way back to England and sank. It was wrecked on Fifeshire Rock, hence its name. Well, it's a waiting game. I'm waiting for the sun to crest the top of Fifeshire Rock. Fingers crossed it'll happen before all this water comes in and floods me and I get wet feet. But them's the breaks. You've got to take a few risks sometimes in coastal photography. Wet feet isn't much of an issue really, as long as I don't lose any gear. In fact, the golden hour started. We've got about half an hour before sunset. And in that time, I want the sun to hit the top of Fifeshire Rock. And it did. Here's my final edited photo. In my opinion, this image takes the prize for the best shot of the whole day. I am now a bit further east on Rocks Road on Nelson's waterfront. And I'm shooting the Boatshed Cafe. The Boatshed Cafe is a really iconic landmark. The trick is timing, just like in comedy and sex, to be here before the sunset and then wait an hour and then get the tail lights and headlights of cars. Get the blurred traffic lights on the left-hand side going past the cafe to show it's nighttime. I have to be careful not to bump the tripod because the sunset shoot and the traffic light trails are shot 1 hour apart. This is called time blending. Here is my final image edited in Photoshop. Nice. Now it's time to pack up and head for home. It's been a long day. Well, I'm back in my home studio after a long day out. I've managed to create images from 7 different locations around Nelson City in a single day. But are the images good enough to be published? I'll let you decide. Tell me what you think in the comments section below. Please subscribe, and if you live in New Zealand and want a copy of my picture book on the history of Nelson, contact me via my website. And lastly, if you want more detailed tutorials on locations around Nelson, check out the description panel below to see all the links. Ciao for now.